But nobody's troubled by that anymore. The idea that we're trying to overturn a democratically elected leader in Venezuela, even though, no matter what your opinions are of Maduro, it's demonstrably true that he won those elections, right? And so, the lack of consideration about what the larger picture is here, like, do we respect elections or not? Do we respect asylum or not? Does freedom of speech matter or not? Do we want to be able to have the government to have the power to conduct surveillance on us as part of some flimsy counterintelligence investigation precedent, which is what seems to have been going on with people like Carter Page? Like they're not thinking about it because they're thinking about the people involved and not the concepts involved, and that really worries me.
And it makes me wonder, after all of this with the 2020 election, would either side respect the outcome of the 2020 election? I mean, if Biden loses, he could again say it's because of the Russians. If Trump loses, he could say it's because of the Russians or the Chinese or who knows. I mean, it's setting this precedent where there is no more kind of sanity anymore, and it's just the ends justify the means.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to talk about before. Like, part of what makes living in a civilized country, part of what that is respecting the decisions of voters, right? And even though, I couldn't have been more against what voters chose in 2016. I mean, I was profoundly depressed when Trump got elected, but to immediately switch into this posture where we're essentially saying that the election was illegitimate and stolen, and then spending years and years and years trying to get him out of office ahead of time through all these various means. People on television are openly rooting for him to be dragged out of the White House in handcuffs. This is how things are going to go from now on. That's what people don't realize, that this is going to be a permanent feature of American life going forward. The two parties are going to be constantly trying to seize power from one another, which creates permanent instability and it makes it impossible for any kind of policies to succeed, and it's a nightmare for the people who live in those countries. And Americans just do not have the experience of living in a truly, like a true basket case society. And if they had, they would understand how dangerous all this is.